Are we shed hunting, buddy? Are you excited? Yeah. Can you smile? Smile! What's the matter? You're so camera shy. You don't even know this is a camera. Getting up the leg burner. Your legs tired, buddy? Huh? So this is a really thick ridge here that the deer use an awfully lot, and you can see there's a pretty good rub there. And to come over here, another good rub on that tree there, and there's little points that go off this ridge, and that's usually where I find the bedding at, is on these little points that go off the ridge. Obviously they're going to bed there on the leeward side, which would be an east wind here, which we don't get a lot of, but that's what I find at least. How I'd set up on it is I would actually come in from up top and come down the ridge and set up in a good tree up in there. She's miserable.
Out of shape is all.
And Huck is sound asleep. I'll have to wake him up if I find sheds. Okay. Maybe you'll get that turkey this spring.
Maybe.
Man, was that exciting or what, Huck? Did you have a good time? Did you sleep through 3/4 of it?
Did you have a good nap? Did you have a good nap?
You are camera shy. Huh? You woke up as soon as we go back to the vehicle. You missed the turkeys and all the walk. Say whatever, Dad. Okay. At my second spot of the day to scout. I really like this spot because bow hunting only. And it's typically pretty hard to get to the spots. It's a pretty thick area. A lot of water. But we're gonna walk in here and just kind of scout around. I used to live near here, and in the summertime I'd always see bucks in this field out here. It's a private field. So, going to kind of walk the edge of it here and see what it looks like. This is what you get at this spot. It's close to a fairly big town, but seems like there's all kinds of tree stands like 100 yards from the parking lots, or 100 yards from the road, whatever the case may be. Whereas if you just go in a little deeper, there's nobody. So I don't know. So right here, kind of a low-lying area that comes back in here where I'm assuming bedding is, where I'm going to go next. But then you can see here in this low area, there's a crop field out here, and this is just like probably like a drainage for the field. And you can see where these low areas are, typically where you're going to see a really good deer trail going out to the crops in the evenings. So I even see little hair right here on the fence. That's a big deer. That's a big deer there. I don't know why I whisper when I'm out here scouting. So I'm right on the edge of the swamp, as you can see right there. And there's just these oak flat right here, right outside the swamp. And you can see there's been stuff digging around on the ground everywhere in here recently. Let's get that cattail marsh out there. Okay, so those tracks came out right there, and there's a doe trail that goes all along that woods. The access is just right there. There was one single trail that came out into this cattail marsh. I was following it back, not very far, I'm only probably 35 or 40 yards, and then found a buck bed, and I will show you how I know it's a buck bed. I think what I'm going to do is probably throw all these bones, get them out of this bed right here, just so maybe something will start using it again. I would assume that they probably don't like that laying in their bed. It's a little 6-pointer. Look at this track. That's a monster track. I made my way back into the swamp here. You can see the tree line up here, and I just followed a deer trail, came up through here. Now we're getting into probably some doe bedding, but I did see some nice tracks coming on that trail. I'm going to assume the buck's bedding back in here. I'm going to keep on going, see if I find anything good. You can see a lot of rubs here in these bedding areas. There's a bunch of beds right there. There's one right here. I would imagine this could be a good spot for a big buck to bed. It's tough to get back here, and in the summertime or in the early fall it'll be really tough to get back here. But I'm going to kind of keep going back, zigzag my way through here and see if there's any better bedding in the back. And then I'd either you could sneak in here and try to get up in like that tree right there, if the bed's back in there farther, or you may have to set up here where they're coming out. You can see right through there, there's more really good rubs. So I get back in here farther, a lot better sign here back. It's also really thick. You can see this path that's coming through here. There's a really good rub right there too. One right there. They exit out of here. Come right through here. One of those trees right there would be perfect. See all the good rubs right here. Something I need to utilize getting in here. It's a sand creek. You could walk as fast as you almost wanted to on this thing and not make a peep. And it goes, you know, comes back from that way. So that's how I'd probably get in here, is on this sand creek, at least as far as I could. It's a big one living in here. This is the bedding area. This is where I'm gonna throw a set at it this year, or 3. See where he hopped across and went back into that same bedding area. This is his entrance. I mean, I don't know, you can see how big his hand is, or his track is, I mean. Look at that. Broke that branch completely off.